And welcome along to the Singapore National Stadium. It's leg 2 of this summer's Asia Tour, and we're live with Liverpool's latest training session, which is taking place in front of what they're expecting to be in the region of 10,000 fans. Local time 6:30, and with me keeping a close eye on proceedings over the next hour or so are Jason McAteer and Luis Garcia. We'll hear from both shortly. First, though, just a reminder that you can see tomorrow's match against Crystal Palace here on LFC TV and LFC TV Go. That is one of 4 remaining games for Jurgen Klopp's side as they ready themselves for the new season. Also facing Leipzig, Salzburg and Strasbourg. And all 4 fixtures are available to watch only if you're a subscriber. If you're not already, details of how you can be online at liverpoolfc.com/watch. And if you're just tuning in, bringing you this training session live here from Singapore National Stadium, where Liverpool take on Crystal Palace tomorrow in the second pre-season fixture of the summer. Lucho is here with us for the first time. Jason McAteer alongside me as always as well. And it's been a great trip, Lewis, so far, hasn't it? Thailand, the welcome was fantastic, and it's been more of the same here in Singapore.
Yeah, exactly. We all know what is the passion and the love for the fan base that we had here in Asia. And once again, they never surprise us. Every single time that we come here, have a look, everybody ready to support the team and ready for the game of tomorrow.
You've played here, so you know, but there was a guy actually in a Scotland kit in the hotel. And he came over and said, these boys have changed lives. He had 2 kids who'd never seen Liverpool players, never seen any professional footballers in the flesh before. And, you know, they were walking by them in the lift. He said the kids wouldn't go to sleep. They were so excited. Yeah,
you're touching lives that probably most of the people here, they're not going to have the chance of seeing Liverpool at Anfield or trying to even go to Europe and see a game, whatever it is. So I think it's fantastic that the club make the decision to come once again here. It's been quite a few years after also the pandemic, and bring this to Asia, in this occasion Thailand and Singapore.
It's also about protecting the future as well, isn't it? I mean, it's okay being a fan of 24, 25, the legacy of the fans from when they're, 50, 60, that's already there. That, the history was made and they were part of it. But these young kids who are coming out now, they'll remember this. Seeing Mo Salah in the flesh, watching them train, coming down to the stadium, and that'll protect the history of the club and the legacy of the club by them being supporters for years and years to come. And then it'll be their kids and their kids. So it's vitally important.
Billie Eilish will play on this pitch, and Justin Bieber in the next couple of weeks. The pitch actually
tomorrow night.
Not tomorrow night.
I think we need to get a ticket for that.
The pitch only got laid 3 or 4 weeks ago, so as soon as Liverpool are done with the pitch comes up, and it's back to concerts again. That's how big this occasion is for Singapore.
It's massive. I mean, we've seen how big and the impact Liverpool, Manchester United had on Thailand. Again, what we were talking about, bringing it over for the fan base and also for commercially, it's great revenue. It's a great place to be for that kind of thing, but also for Singapore as well. It's important. Like I said, like you were saying there about the stadium, they put concerts on. This game's here, Crystal Palace. You wouldn't know they were actually in, to be honest. That's not being disrespectful to them, but it is all about Liverpool.
Tell us a little bit about the climate here, Lucho, as well, because they think between 30 and 36 degrees by the time the game kicks off tomorrow. I think about 75% of that is humidity. But there's a roof on here. That doesn't half cool things down, doesn't it? It must be so difficult to play in this.
No, at all. I guess they cover up just in case it rains. Here we are in the moment now. This year they're going to start raining for an hour, and you could leave this one like a lake. So it must be just for that. But it's true that the humidity is not going to help the players, even though they just been only for a week almost training. That's the first goal for Harvey Elliott. Great left foot. But they're going to struggle because even though they haven't played a lot, we saw them the other day around 30 minutes each player. It's not easy because that humidity actually makes them to not be ready to be sharp, to make runs. And again, we'll have to wait and see what they're going to decide for tomorrow, but it looks it's going to be once again the same.
These were the sessions that they were working on in training last night. 4 different teams, yellows, whites, greens, and another team of yellows. The pattern play that Liverpool have become famous for, Jason, it was so quick, it was so ruthless. It was looking like watching Liverpool play again, which was maybe not the case against Manchester United the other night.
Yeah, we call this shape when we were playing, and it was just repetition, repetition, repetition. It was just getting an understanding of who goes where, how you play it, but it's all done at intensity, and it's very difficult with this humidity and this heat, but that's what pre-season's all about. Yeah, it looks like it'll be more of the same tomorrow night. I would assume it's 3 different teams coming on for half an hour each, just to get more minutes under the belt. This is still very early days. I mean, me and Lucho were talking in a lounge before. You know, Manchester United were back probably because Liverpool played 63 games, played that Champions League final as well, which puts an extra 10 days on a season. Manchester United were back 10 days before Liverpool. Crystal Palace have played 2 games already. You know, they've got 2 games under their belt, so you'd expect them to come into this game slightly sharper. But
yeah, but look at the intensity they bring, and you can see the players, yes, trying to bring it up, but Pep in the middle, just pushing them. Peter also there. They're going to try to don't allow them to even stop for a second. Every single time that the ball is moving, everybody's moving, also the players, but also the coaches.
Really, really warm inside here tonight. Maybe not the intense pace that we saw in training behind closed doors last night. What was funny about it as well, Jason, and tell me whether this was the case when you were working on Shape, was it was so competitive between the teams. There's a time penalty if you don't score within the 15 seconds, and then all of the time penalties are added on at the end. So there's a winning team at the end of it all, and you might be able to guess that Jordan Henderson was on the winning team. James Milner was as well.
I played him at Jenga today, Millie. He put me 2-0. I'm really good at Jenga. He reckons he's never played it before. Yeah, that's why they have, you know, forfeits, or they make it into a competition, don't they? Because it keeps that intensity. It's all about intensity. That's what it's about. You don't want them going through the motions, and obviously tiredness. You know, when that sets in, it can make you sloppy. It's all about working in them moments where you're really, really tired and still doing the right things and making the right choices, and that's what it's about.
Winning mentality, Jason, at the end, if you are used to win on the training, what you do on the training is what you're going to do on the weekend. So you have to understand that when you play for Liverpool, you are not playing just to try to be in the middle of the table, try to get in the top 4. You're winning. You're trying to play for winning trophies.
How much did that take to adapt into that Liverpool way in training, Lewis, in the sense that, you know, you give the ball away in training, everybody's on your back straight away. You're not allowed 1 error, let alone 2 or 3 in a session.
Yeah, exactly, but that's the way you want it to happen at the weekends, and it's a routine that I think the manager and everybody around is trying to implement for the players. When the ball is so important, having the ball is key. Not only because you're going to be able to score, but it's also because you are not allowing your opponent to concede or to give you a goal. So the most important is to be concentrated, to give that importance to the ball, not losing it. And once you is